of my taper from 0.86 milligrams to 0.60 milligrams of subutext. And after I talked to you guys, I kind of started to at that night, day 3, I started to kind of feel like very slight withdrawals. So I was feeling like anxiousness, fatigue, hot and cold chills, just the normal, like very, very mild withdrawals starting. And then when that started to happen, I started just taking, every time that happened, I would take 1,000 milligrams of Emergency and a little bit of CBD oil. But I do believe that the Emergency was really helping me. So like every time I would take it, I would take 1,000 milligrams like every time I started to have like a little bit of withdrawal. And I noticed that for 2 hours it would completely take away most of my withdrawal symptoms. It was very mild though, like I had very, very mild withdrawal symptoms. It was like maybe a 1 or a 2 on the scale of like how bad it, is or whatever, or could be. So I also noticed, or I was excited about the vitamin C, because when I jump off completely, it's good to know that like there's something that really takes the edge off, because it really had a huge effect on like how I was feeling. And it was good because it's like, I feel like in some ways it's like you can take it and it makes you feel better because you're doing something to help, to help yourself in a way. So it's kind of like helping your mind also, like with coping with, like, also the CBD oil is great because I take it sublingually, and I think that really helps, the mind part of it. The mind part where you're like, okay, I'm not taking my dose, like, because I would stop taking my afternoon dose. So I was feeling a little bit like I'm missing my afternoon dose. So when I would take the CBD oil and when I would also take the vitamin C, it really helped because I kind of felt like, okay, I'm taking something, it's, making me feel better. And so I think that helped a lot as well. I noticed that the withdrawals really only started at one day it was like 2, like at day 4 at like 2 o'clock I started feeling withdrawals like early on, which was surprising because I wasn't expecting to feel them until like later on, till like 5, but that was the only day that I felt them, like earlier in the day. And then that day I really wanted to take like 0.05 milligrams extra like in the afternoon because I was feeling like really not good. But I rode through, did the vitamin C and the CBD oil, and I didn't take the extra little bit that I wanted to make myself feel better because I really didn't want to take it. Like I really didn't want to. Like I wanted to, but I didn't want to, because I feel like it's, at this point, it just makes me feel like I'm taking a step back, even if that's not the case. Like I've taken extra when it's really bad a couple times, but I really didn't feel like I really needed it. It was more of like a mental thing that was happening. Like I really just wanted to take it because I wanted to feel better, like emotionally and mentally, not because physically I was feeling that bad, you know what I mean? Then the next day, day 5, it was, at 5 o'clock, like I would start getting the mild withdrawals coming in, the anxiousness, the fatigue, the emotional part, the hot and cold chills, and then I would take the vitamin C and everything, and then it would slowly feel better, and I would just have to ride from like 5 till I went to bed, like it's like 8 or 9 or 10, depending. I would just have to ride through that feeling of like, okay, like I'm kind of feeling off, I'm going to do my best not to, just to keep going and making it through. And this taper really wasn't bad at all. I mean, it was totally manageable. The worst I felt was probably a 2 or 3 on the pain scale out of 10. And, I was able to help myself with vitamin C, CBD oil. I also talked to some people that were going through or have gone through the taper on suboxone and trying to get support from them, and that really helped. Talking to my boyfriend a lot really helped, like just drawing on other people to help me like get through the parts where I was having a craving to take more suboxone, or where I was feeling kind of like really emotional. Also, my boyfriend was out of town while I was on this taper, so I kind of feel like that was contributing a little bit to like I wasn't able to talk to anyone except for like through text message, obviously, like I just said, but I was kind of alone with my kids, and I didn't really have like him when he comes home to like support me and like help me if I need help with the kids. So I was having to draw on like calling and like texting and like just trying to reach out to other people on Reddit and like be able to like help myself that way. I'm just trying to find ways to get myself through the tapers, even if they're not crazy difficult. Like there's just this mild like annoyance about it, you know what I mean? Like just like, okay, it just wears on you a little bit mentally. So just for those couple of days, like it's been 6 days, it's been super easy physically. The mental part's the hardest part, you know, like that's what you have to prepare yourself for, in my opinion. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just get through those moments where I'm having a hard time. And it's not like all day I'm feeling bad. It's just like 5 o'clock I feel like crap, and then by 6 o'clock I'm feeling better after I've taken the vitamin C. And then 7 o'clock I kind of start feeling like crap again, and then I take a little bit more vitamin C, and then I feel fine until I go to bed, and I sleep great, and I wake up, and I'm barely feeling at all anything bad. So, I mean, to me, it's mostly mental. And, yeah, I'm really happy that I got down to this dose. It was really easy, and I was totally able to. There was not a point when I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like, there was never a moment where I thought that at all. So it's totally amazing and manageable, and I'm really happy that it's worked out like this. And I don't think I'm going to report back on any more of this taper specifically, because I think that I'm done with this taper. I mean, I feel mostly stabilized. Like, I'm still feeling a tiny bit off, obviously, but I think by tomorrow I'm going to feel totally normal, and then I'm going to just keep feeling normal. So I don't think I'm going to need to report back on this one, but I will definitely do my next taper on YouTube, and then I will report back on Reddit as well, on the Reddit group. So thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it, and I just want to send as much support and help your way. If you need anything or you want to talk about anything, I'm totally here to just vent to or ask questions or advice or whatever. So if you guys need anything, just please comment or whatever. Okay, thanks guys, bye.